Hi, welcome in part 5 and the final part of the ultimate guide, Fusion 360 tutorial guide, how to design your own arcade cabinet. And in the first few parts we learned how to model this complete arcade cabinet. It's almost done, it's almost ready to be built. And in this final tutorial I'm going to show you some important things like using the arrange function, export all the panels out so you can cut them in your workshop and actually make the model. I'm going to show you how to make technical drawings out of your model in Fusion 360. I'm going to show you the beautiful function with the joints so you can open the panels to see how it works in real life. We are going to render it, we are going to apply some artwork, lots and lots of stuff to do. I'm not setting the timer, but I will try to keep it under the 20-minute mark. So without further ado, let's get started. Let me hide the data panel so we have a good view here. So let's start with the following. Remember that we worked on the control panel and we designed all the buttons. This is a sketch, CP buttons, so here they are. Remember what I taught you, that if you don't define your sketch and you move one of the buttons, your design will move accordingly or will update accordingly, which is not something you want. This could be dangerous. Now we can edit the sketch and define all the buttons, but this is quite a lot of work and maybe we want to change the buttons last minute. So what we're going to do is a quick trick. We select all the buttons, just like this. And normally you should always define every sketch you make, but there's a quick trick. Let me select them all. These are the buttons. And now we right click on the sketch and then we choose fix, unfix. So choose fix. Now the buttons will color yellow. Let me finish the sketch. And now they can't be moved. So if I move the button, there will not even be an arrow to move them. So this is a very safe way of doing it. So let me close them down. Now the buttons are fixed. Let me save that. And now we cannot move them. And we can do the same thing for the pinball buttons. These are the buttons on the side. Let me edit the sketch. And let me select the pinball buttons, right click and do fix, unfix, finish sketch. So now they are fixed in place. Great, let's save the design. Let's get rid of the origin point. And now I'm going to, where's the origin? Here. And now I'm going to show you something really nice. So let's go to visual style and let's choose shaded with visible edges only. And now I'm going to show you how to open these doors. Now the doors can't move. They're just bodies. And we are going to transform all these bodies. We're going to select them all. And we're going to transform them, all the bodies. We're going to right click and we're going to transform them in components. So this is this feature here. It's create component from bodies. So if we select that, pop, it happened already. So now we have the components made. Let me show you that now you can take one of the doors, you can just pull it out. And that can be dangerous if you already completely built your arcade cabinet like we did, but it has some advantages. So let me show you a quick trick. Go to assemble or assemble. You can choose joint or as built joint. We're going to do the last one, as built joint. Choose type, this is the motion type, to revolute. So this means that it can revolute. Let me select the door. Let me select the panel next to the door. And now select the hinge point, just like this. And now you can see that the door can open. So press OK. You can edit this joint and give it a start and an end point, but let me quickly show you. If you double click on it, now you can open the door, which is really cool. And if the door is open, you can see exactly that it's now open, minus 42 degrees, which is really great. So let me do the other one as well. Let's choose assemble. An as-built joint is a joint that you are using if your model is already built. So the parts that are that needs to slide or needs to revolute are next to each other already at the correct spot. A normal joint is if they are not at the right spot yet. So maybe this panel is lying flat on the ground here. Then you select the joint and then the panels will move together and then revolute or do the motion you want them to do. But in this case the panels are already at the correct spot. So we go as built joint. So a joint just like it is, like this. Make sure revolute is on. Choose the hinge point. And choose OK. And of course you can set a minimum and maximum so the joint will not intersect with other bodies. You can also create contact sets, but that's something for another tutorial. But for now this is really cool that you can open and close the panels. Let me quickly do the control panel so we can see how this works. Assemble, as built joint, choose the control panel, choose the part that's next to it. Choose the hinge point, which is right here, just like this. And it's revoluting already, press OK. Double click on the small flag, and now we can just open the control panel, which is really nice. So you have a good understanding how your model is looking, which can be really, really nice. Great. Now let's hide all the joints. Now let's get some decals on there. Let's say that you already worked on your artwork and now you want to see it on your model. And this is really easy. Make sure that you converted all your bodies into components. Go to Insert and press Decal. Go to Decal, Insert from my computer. Go to, I think the Adventure Team is right here. One of the side pieces of the cabinet. Select the face of the cabinet, just like this. Wait a little bit and there it is. Let me make it a little bit bigger here. Let me move it around. Make sure that chained faces is deselected. Just like this. Maybe make it a little bit bigger. Play around with it a little bit. Nice. And it looks really good. Let's do the other side. Insert, Decal. Insert from my computer. And you could do JPEGs or PNGs. Oh, doesn't really matter. Make sure chained faces is deselected. And there we are. And there we can see Guybrush Threepwood from Monkey Island. And this artwork is made by a really good artist. His name is Sahayoshi. I work with him all the time. And if you buy a complete build, so I make a complete cabinet for you, then I always ask Sahai to do the artwork. But of course you can make your own as well. Let me select another decal. A speaker panel with Super Mario on it. Let's rotate it. Let's put Mario in the middle. And as you can see, this way you can change the complete look of your cabinet. Insert decal. Insert from my computer. Now there is a large window in this panel which makes it a little bit more difficult for the computer to get it in the right position. And just do it like this. So you cannot really drag it here. It has some trouble with it. So I just make it bigger or even bigger just to get a basic idea of the colors, just like this. It looks great already. Now, for those of you who are interested, oh, let me do the control panel top, which is also interesting to do. Decal. Well, of course, this is a 4-player control panel file, but you get the picture. Let's get it here. Let's turn it around a little bit. Just like this, make it a little bigger. And it's just to give you an idea of how this works. And because of all the holes, you will not get it correct, but it's just to give a basic idea of the cabinet, how the cabinet would look in color. The other thing is we could give it some texture, so right click, choose appearance, and let's do some painting. Choose paint and let's take a metallic black, or let me see, powder coat, metallic black. Let's try this. Yeah, this looks great. Metallic black. Just drag it on. Painting was never that easy. All the panels that you want black, you can make black. Let's do the back of the cabinet. Just like this. All the panels. Maybe also the center panels, just like this. Oh, just like this. Oh, again, just like this. And now, so the bottom as well. Let's add some T-molding, which is also nice, and let's go for gold. Let's see if they have gold T-molding. I mean a gold appearance. Let's drag that and make sure now that you select faces. Go to the part where you would apply the T-molding and just select it here. If you don't select face but bodies and you do this, now you can see that it gives you a warning and it asks you to remove appearances. If you remove it, now you can see that the entire panel is made out of gold, which is really cool, but it's not something you generally want. So let's undo that. Undo that again, just like this. Now we right click, appearance, gold, make sure faces is turned on, and let me drag it onto the faces. Let's do the control panel. And now we can do the entire cabinet. And let me do that quickly for you and I will be right back. And we are done. It would be cool if applying T-molding in real life would be as easy as this is. So great! So our cabinet is looking really, really nice already. And before I show you how to use the arrange function and to export all the separate panels so you can build it in your workshop, I'm going to show you quickly how to make a technical drawing, as you would really need this in your workshop to know all the angles, the miters you need to cut, to see the place of the bottom, the offset and all the dimensions. So to do this, go to the design button here. We are now in the design environment, but now we are going to the drawing environment, drawing from design. Let's select that. This will take a little while. It selects all of your components or bodies. Choose the paper size. Let's go for a standard A4 letter format, full assembly, and select OK. This will take a short while. And now we should see a standard letter size piece of paper. Great. With your name on it, with your title, your project title, and you can see the small arcade cabinet already. Let's make it a little bit bigger in scale. Let's say one is 25, maybe one is 15 even, just like this. This will be perfect. Let me place it here, just select it and press OK. And now it made a drawing, a beautiful drawing out of your design. Now let's click the projected view button at the top left corner, select that, select your parent view, drag the mouse cursor to the right or to the left, or even the bottom if you prefer, or diagonally, and you can see that your design changes accordingly. So let's do the left or the right of the cabinet, change it, bring it to the left, which shows you the right of the cabinet, create and continue. And now we have two sides of the cabinet, the front and the right side. Now I want to look into the cabinet, and to do that it's really cool. You can just choose the right side and select this small eye icon, and we open it up and you can see that it moves right here. It's gone now, and we can look inside the cabinet, which is really handy as we are going to give it dimensions here. And this is something you will print out, take to your workshop and use it as your building guide. So to give it dimensions, just as you have learned in the sketch environment, press D, select any board, select it, drag it out, and there you have your dimensions. If you want angles, select two angles, set an angle here, and this is especially nice at these angles here, as of course these are special ones you need to cut with your miter saw or your table saw. You could do them here. Let's do the bottom, and remember that we set 40 millimeters. If you want to set this a little bit higher, you can move it here. You can play with that. This is the computer, this is the back door, and this is also a nice angle to know. This is 57.78. So this is a great way of making your own technical drawing, which is really easy and really fast, and I especially encourage you to do this. It takes a little bit of work, but even if you're using a CNC machine, it's just easy to see if your cuts are being made well. Now if you want to measure the complete height of the cabinet, and you would do this with the dimension tool, so you select the highest point, and now you want the lowest point, so the point where the wheels are touching the ground. But if you would snap to this, it's not working, but because it's in an angle, which will not give you the correct dimension. To do this, go to the Dimensions tab and choose Linear Dimension. Press Linear Dimension, select the top of the panel, select the lowest point of the panel, which is just right here. If you click on it, then your line will be straight, and now you can see that the complete height of the I would say piano, no, of the arcade cabinet is 171 centimeters. So this is an absolute beautiful way of making a technical drawing. Let me export this, export PDF, all sheets. We can even open the PDF. We don't need to now, well, we can open it if you press OK. It asks you to name the PDF, so we call it Arcade Cabinet Tutorial Drawing PDF, and save it to my computer, and I would save it on my desktop for now, and there it is, and it will open the PDF just like this, and we can easily print it out. So this is a really handy tool. If you want to get out of the drawing environment, just close it. You already saved it, you can save it, but I already did it, and we are back in the design environment. So, another tip, how to render your design. And render your design, let me show you how this works. Go to the design environment, select render. And now all the materials that you have chosen, the lighting, the glass, everything will be rendered accordingly, just like maybe in a computer game or anything you model in 3D space, so you can add light, add environment, and then your model really starting to look realistic. So let me quickly show you how to do that. Go to Setup, go to Scene Settings, and then let's say not a solid color as background, but let's choose an environment, just like this. Now go to your environment library and select any environment you want. Let's say Plaza. Double click on it. Go back to settings, make sure you select flatten ground. Now it's already starting to look real. Well, realish, a bit real. Let me go down. Let's set the focal length of the camera to maybe 24 millimeters, well, 26 millimeters. And now your arcade cabinet is really getting shape. So now you can see that my paint is maybe a little bit too glassy now, but the rest is working. So just set it however you want, just like this. You can also change where the light is, and you can change the world, and you can move everything you like. But just for this tutorial, it's a great tip to use the render environment. You can choose this button here in Canvas Render if you select it. Now it's rendering live, and you need a pretty strong computer to do this live. My computer is okay. but as you can see here, you see the time that is elapsed. It will take a minute, and now it's rendering it out, and now it's piece by piece looking like a real arcade cabinet. And every time you move your camera, just like this, you can see the beautiful reflections, and now you can see that it's rendering again. And if you have made up your mind and you made the perfect render shot, you created your environment, you can also download more environments from the internet. You can choose the big render button right over here, and then you can render it on your computer or in the cloud, and Fusion can send you the file that you can download, and you have a beautiful render, full resolution render of your hard work. So this is a great tip to see the final product. And learning how to properly render your design is a great way of seeing how it will be in real life. So I'm happy with this result. And now let's go back to the design setting or design environment. And I'm going to give you the best tip, I think, of this entire tutorial, how to export all the small panels, lay them flat on the ground so you'll be able to export them and to build them or print them out, stick them on a piece of wood and build them yourself. Anyway, what you could do is make sketches of every component, select the sketch, select it right here, right click on it, save as DXF, save it on your computer, open it up in Illustrator, do that for every DXF, make one big panel the size of your MDF, the wooden MDF panel, and do it like that. But that will take ages, and there is a quick and easy way to do this. So make sure that you converted your bodies into components. Now we're going to select all the components, just like here. Make sure you select them in the browser menu and not by dragging your mouse cursor over it. So make sure you select it in the browser, hold Shift, select them all. Now you go to Modify and you go to Arrange. And this is a great feature. Now if you have the very expensive paid version of Autodesk Fusion 360, the 200 euros a month version, you can just tell them how many panels you have, and it will distribute all the panels evenly on all the MDF boards or all the boards. And if you have the free version of Fusion, you can do it like the way I'm going to teach you now. So make sure all the objects are selected, just like this. They have small boxes here, so everything is selected. Go to Envelopes and select the plane on which you want to put all the panels flat. So select the ground plane, and now choose a length and a width. And deselect Allow Partial Arrange. You want the entire model to be distributed on your plane. So this plane is of course far larger than a piece of MDF, but as this is the free version of Fusion, we cannot have multiple envelopes. So we do it on one envelope, we just make it big enough. Let's move it a little bit, the envelope. Let's move it here, a little bit out of the way, like this. We can set the spacing here, so we did it. We did the spacing of 50 millimeters, and we could do many features, but just leave it like this, like it is. Press OK, and now your complete cabinet is copied, and it's flat. Let me get the top view. It's flat on the ground, and now it's really easy to make one big sketch. So right-click, choose Create Sketch, and now, as I've taught you, with the P for project, like P. Maybe I did not teach you yet. Now I teach you now. So with P, select all the panels. This is the project feature, which means that it's projecting different sketches or different faces into your current sketch. Project everything like this. Oh, all the panels. Press OK. Deselect projection link. Press OK. And now, as you can see, we have a sketch with all the panels there. Now let's find the sketch in our browser menu. Just like this, it's sketch number 17. Let's call it Full Arcade. Now let's right click on that, save as DXF. And now on my desktop, let's call it Arcade Cabinet Full Export. And now if we open that, let's open it up. And it's a DXF file, so you can open it up in Illustrator. Let's open it up. Make sure that your dimensions are correct. So in my case, 1 unit is 1 millimeter. Let's open it. Let's press Z for zoom. Hold the Alt key. Zoom out. Let me make the canvas a little bit bigger for you so you can see. And here is your beautiful work, completely in 2 dimensions. So in 2 dimensions. And it's ready to be exported. Always make sure you check the dimensions. So here you can see it's 8.2 centimeters, which is correct, 82 millimeters. And now this is ready to be printed or to be sent to your CNC router. And this is a great way of saving your files. Phew, this was it. Thank you so much for watching, holding on. I hope this video series was beneficial for you. I included as many tips as I could give you. I really hope that this tutorial series was beneficial for you. It might be a fun start for you to get used working in Fusion 360. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. This will help me out a lot. Or share it with your friends if they are into 3D modeling or they're making cabinets. This can be a great kickstart to help you work with Fusion 360. So thank you again for watching. I will see you in the next video, and this will be possibly one in the workshop building the arcades. So see you in the next video. Bye.